It was a low blow, designed to humiliate the president of Ukraine in front of a global television audience and provide a viral clip for social media. To the delight of a laughing crowd inside the Oval Office, Brian Glenn, a leading member of a new cadre of Maga enthusiast reporters reshaping White House coverage, ridiculed Volodymyr Zelensky over his attire. "Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit." "Do you own a suit?" sneered Mr. Glenn. It was a mafioso-style hit that would not have been out of place on Donald Trump's The Apprentice. Glenn, 56, is one of the faces of new conservative television outlet Real America Voice, and is fast becoming one of Mr. Trump's favorite reporters. He is also the boyfriend of right-wing firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene, representative for Georgia's 14th congressional district and darling of the Republican Party's furthest right faction. His loaded intervention turned the mood in the Oval Office sour, riled Mr. Zelensky, and set him on a collision course first with J.D. Vance, the U.S. Vice President, and then the President himself. Glenn is part of a new wave of conservative activists being given access to the Oval Office under Mr. Trump's administration, while traditional outlets like the Associated Press are kicked out. The White House will now determine which news outlets can regularly cover Mr. Trump up close, a sharp break from a century of tradition of allowing access from a pool of independently chosen news organizations. Carolyn Leavitt, the White House press secretary, said the move would be more inclusive and restore access back to the American people who elected Mr. Trump. Mr. Zelensky, dressed in his trademark combat casual attire, tried to respond with humor. "I will wear a suit after this war is over. Maybe something like yours. Maybe better, maybe cheaper." He said he was more interested in talking about the serious issues at hand. But the newly empowered independent conservative media outlets did not let it go. Many commentators doubled down on the criticism of Mr. Zelensky, and the footage of the incident went viral. Miss Green, a fervent supporter of Mr. Trump and a leading Maga member of Congress, applauded the question posed by her boyfriend. "I'm so proud of Brian Glenn TV for pointing out that Zelensky has so much disrespect for America that he can't even wear a suit in the Oval Office when he comes to beg for money from our president," she wrote on X, formerly Twitter. In another post, she called Mr. Zelensky a bad actor from the start, in the context of the conflict with Russia, accusing him of having an arrogant small man's ego. "I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request." Mr. Zelensky was advised to ditch his military-style clothing for his visit to the White House, but he refused, instead opting to wear all black, according to Axios. Signs that the meeting was to get off to a bad start were clear earlier in the day, when Mr. Trump also made sarcastic remarks about Mr. Zelensky's appearance. "Oh, you're all dressed up," he said to his Ukrainian counterpart as he arrived at the White House. "He's all dressed up today." The apparent discourtesy irritated Mr. Trump ahead of what quickly became a car crash of a meeting, insiders told Axios. Mr. Zelensky is often seen wearing olive green jumpers, emblazoned with the Ukrainian trident, when conducting his state visits. In December, he wore a similar outfit for the reopening ceremony of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, where he met then-President-elect Trump and Emmanuel Macron, the French president. It is his signal to the world that his country is still at war, something that Winston Churchill also adopted during the Second World War. Dressed in a wartime siren suit, Churchill wore the one-piece air raid outfit during a visit to Franklin D. Roosevelt, who he hoped to persuade to join the war. Ironically, Friday's heated furore, which ended in the Ukrainian leader leaving without signing the minerals deal, played out in front of a Churchill bust. Elon Musk, one of Mr. Trump's closest advisors, is often seen in the Oval Office wearing a t-shirt, Maga cap, and long coat. But that didn't matter to Mr. Glenn, who was wearing a gold tie and bright blue suit. It is not just the reporting pool that is being overhauled. The briefing room itself, now has a dedicated seat for new media outlets to ask questions during press briefings. Breitbart, Steve Bannon's War Room, and Jack Posobiec's Human Events have also been invited to the White House. Real American Voice, the right-wing television channel, was founded in 2020. It has become a favorite among the Maga faithful as an alternative to the mainstream media with its pro-Trump coverage and messaging. In exchange for access, Mr. Trump often calls upon the channel and Glenn for positive slanted questions after receiving a series of hardballs from other reporters. Whip. Justifying his question on Friday, Glenn said the Ukrainian president's choice of outfit for the Oval Office reflects his inner disrespect for not only our country, the president, and the U.S. citizens. President Zelensky has worn the green jumpsuit or something similar on every occasion when meeting other world leaders, dressed respectfully for the occasion, he wrote on X. For him, once again, to enter the highest office in the most powerful nation in the world, dressed as he did, reflects his inner disrespect for not only our country, the president, and the U.S. citizens that have made it possible for Ukraine to survive as long as they have to this point. Financially speaking, moments after my exchange with President Zelensky, we began to hear a slightly different tone or mood from him when engaging with President Trump and VP J.D. Vance, as his attire, in fact, did begin to reflect his overall attitude towards the negotiations.